Hi everybody, my name is Mitch Thompson. I'm a student nurse at Lock Haven University, and today I'm going to be demonstrating how to apply the insulin pump to a site in your body. I chose this topic because I'm very familiar with diabetes. I myself have been diabetic now for 11 years, and my younger brother has been a diabetic for 17 years. I also chose this topic because I believe the insulin pump is becoming more common in our diabetics today. The three main topics I'm going to be talking to you guys about are the supplies that you're going to need to attach the insulin pump. Then I'm going to actually attach the pump. And then I'm going to tell you a little bit about the pros and cons about being on the pump as opposed to giving yourself insulin injections. Before you attach the insulin pump to your site, you're going to have to go get your supplies. You're going to need an insulin reservoir, which holds your insulin inside your pump. You're going to need an infusion set, which inserts the catheter. You're going to need your insulin, an alcohol pad, and of course your pump. The first thing you're going to want to do is draw the insulin into the reservoir. Right now this reservoir acts as a needle. So what you're going to do is insert air into the insulin bottle. And then you're going to draw back how much insulin you're going to need in the next 3 days, which for me is about 150 units. You should change your insulin site every 3 days. Because of this plastic reservoir, your insulin will start to crystallize inside the bottle. So once I've drawn out about 150 units, my reservoir will be ready. The next thing I'm going to get ready is my infusion set. Now your infusion set comes with the wire that attaches from the pump to your site. And I'll unwind that, and for me it's 23 inches long, and they come in all different lengths. And your infusion set also comes with the needle and catheter that's going to be inserted into your body. Next, what I'm going to do is get my insulin pump ready for the reservoir and to attach the infusion set. So I'm going to get rid of my old reservoir, and I'm going to rewind the needle in this pump. I would get into the buttons of the pump, but I have a feeling that would take very long. Once my pump is rewound, I'm going to insert my reservoir. Once the reservoir is inserted, I'm going to attach the infusion site. The next step in applying the pump is once the line is primed, you can remove this wrap that I told you about. And next thing I'm going to do with the infusion set is activate the spring-loaded system. And you will pull back on this piece, and you're going to hear a click. And right now, that is ready to be applied to your body. I have chosen this spot for the insertion of my pump. And one of the most important things is to keep this wire facing towards where you're going to keep your pump, which is always most likely in your pants pocket. If it's turned around the other way, it'll put a kink in the line. So always, always, always make sure that that line is facing towards your pocket, and squeeze the infusion set. The pump shoots in, grab it, and withdraw the needle, and you are left with your site. Now that my pump is attached, I'm ready to go for the next 3 days without any worries. Now I'm going to talk about the advantages and disadvantages of being on the pump. The first thing I'm going to talk about are the disadvantages, which for me are pretty short. The only disadvantages of being on the pump would be carrying it around with you everywhere you go. You put it in your pocket and you have a wire that is attached to you. Sometimes it's hard to hide, but you can stuff it down your pocket. There are different clips that they give you to make the pump seem a little more natural. And it's not so bad, but that's the only disadvantages I would say of having been. For me, the advantages of being on the pump, the list could go on and on. But for me, there was two main advantages of being on the insulin pump. Number one is no more insulin injections. I took close to 10, sometimes 12 insulin injections a day, and that alone was worth it. Another advantage of being on the pump is no more carrying around of extra needles, insulin pens, Landis bottles, syringes, and extra needle caps to carry around, not to mention your checker. Now that you guys know how to apply the insulin pump and some of the advantages and disadvantages about it, I hope you have gained a little bit of knowledge. For me, if I could do it over again, I wish I would have done it sooner. If any of you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email me.